Hey guys, welcome to the Touchdown Table. I'm Ryan, that's Tyler, that's Jordan. And in this video, we're going to share with you our collective top 5 quarterback rankings heading into the 2021 to 2022 NFL season. These were all, again, collectively agreed upon by the guys here at the table. So we all of our rankings are pretty much identical to this. We might have a few things here and there we might disagree with, but collectively, the summary of all of our opinions led to these rankings. We're going 1 to 5, correct?
Yeah,
So we'll
it'll be
start
more
with, yeah, it
interesting
will
than
be, yeah, you're right. We agreed to that before the video too. So we're going to go 1 to 5. So who'd like to start us off by revealing the table's number 1 quarterback heading into 2021?
I'll just reveal the names, then I'll let you guys talk about them. I'll give a brief summary as well. But number 1, we're just going to go with the MVP from last year. It seems like the easy choice. We're going based just on the talent level of these quarterbacks next year, not necessarily the stats that we're going to see from them. Like Patrick Holmes, we were talking about, he might have better stats than that of Aaron Rodgers does next year.
Why it's not?
But we think Aaron Rodgers will be the better quarterback, so we'd go with him above Mahomes. It's the foreshadow to number 2. But let's stick with Aaron Rodgers right now, clearly the reigning MVP. Right now, it's going to be tough with the Packers. The receiving core still not there. Have Devontae Adams. This guy's not showing any signs of aging. Hopefully, he's still in the right state of mind like he was last year. I think that's going to be a huge part to his success. I think he will be able to do that, and I think collectively as a table we believe that. That's why we have him as our number 1 best talented quarterback going into next year. This is just for next year, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah. And number 2 is obvious. Right after that, a lot of people have him at 1. It's Sterling Sky Mahomes.
But we still got to talk about Rodgers.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about Rodgers at all. But
I know, but I thought you said you were going to name them all first.
No. We'll go one at a time. I'll just say the name, then you guys can talk about him.
yeah.
So let's talk about Aaron Rodgers first.
Sterling Sky Mahomes.
Yeah, so we'll get to that.
That's like
family
20
in a
years
second.
from now.
Yeah.
Let's see, is there a picture of the baby on here?
Yes, but
Up
the
there,
point
somewhere.
is, with Aaron Rodgers, the question I asked, because before this video, Tyler said, I'm going with Aaron Rodgers, what would you say? And I said, well, are you asking me who I think is going to be the best statistically? Who's going to throw the most touchdowns? Who's going to throw, who's going to have the most fantasy points? All that, who's going to be the best on paper? Are you asking me that? Because if you ask me that, my answer is Mahomes at 1. But if you're asking me who is the most talented football player, quarterback by himself, alone, I would say it's Aaron Rodgers, and we went with the latter explanation. So the most talented player, most talented quarterback right now in this league by himself, taking supporting cast, all that out of the equation, coaching, all that out of the equation, situation on and off the field out of the equation. I think Aaron Rodgers is the best individual quarterback in this league. Again, he doesn't have the weapons Mahomes does, and even some of these other guys later in the list have around them. So obviously, statistically, things could look different. But I really do believe that Aaron Rodgers, when it comes to pure talent by the individual player alone, Rodgers is at the top of my list.
Yeah, and we kind of believe here at the Touchdown Table that stats don't care about your feelings, but also in this situation, we do understand that stats are in everything. So it's that balance we need to find with the stats here. And with it, we decided that even though Mahomes might come out with better stats, stats were not everything that we're taking in account here. We had to take into account common sense. It wasn't just the stats. It wasn't just that stuff at the end. We had to use some common sense, and we had Aaron Rodgers at 1 because of other things besides just numbers.
Yeah. So let's just move on to number 2. We've been hinting at Sterling Mahomes here for a while, but no.
Sterling Sky Mahomes.
Sterling Sky Mahomes. It's Patrick Mahomes.
Skye.
Yeah. So Patrick Mahomes are going to be our number 2 quarterback. It seems pretty obvious. A lot of people would put him at 1, as Jordan said earlier on in the video. He's got the talent around him to help. Hopefully, Clyde Edwards-Helaire can be what Jordan thought he was going to be. Wasn't the greatest last year. The injury was there as well. But talking about Mahomes, we all know the accuracy, the arm talent. It's all there. I don't think we're going to see it go away anytime soon, especially since it's so early on in his career. This is just a simple one to me where you'd say Mahomes has got to be in the top 2 for everyone, it will feel like.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. The talent is there. Great at, a lot of things, the athleticism, the mind. I think what makes him so special is usually you have a lot of guys that are very athletic, but, can't always make the right throw or make the right read. But then you also have guys who have the great football mind, but just, can't move around, can't get out of the pocket. Patrick Mahomes has got the mind and the athleticism to do it. And I think that's what makes him so great. He simply is the complete package that you look for at the quarterback position. The Kansas City scouting team clearly knew what they were doing in 2017, trading up to make him the second quarterback taken. He was taken over to Deshaun Watson at the time, and that at the time was not what a lot of people expected to happen, but it turned out to, at least right now, look like the right decision. So yeah, Kansas City, they knew what they saw in him, the complete package skill set. And I really do think that he's going to be very good in this league for a long time, and that's a popular belief. And really, with him, the confidence is there, the swagger. He's not afraid of the big moment. He's already played in 2 Super Bowls, already played in a lot of tough clutch situations, and came through in a lot of them. So yeah, I certainly think we'll be watching Patrick Mahomes do what he's doing at this level for the next decade at least.
Jordan, you got anything about to say about Sterling Mahomes, as you've been calling him?
You know how good he is, and most people have him at 1. We don't.
Yes, we don't. That's right. Okay, number 3 now. Ryan's been a big fan of this guy even heading into last year, and now a lot of people are obviously hopping on the bandwagon for good reason. We're going with Josh Allen as our number 3 quarterback. I mean, we saw the talent there. There was some things he needed to work on, and he's improved on them, especially last year, getting digs with him. Now we're going to see that connection continue to grow. We're going to see him continue to have some progress. Still going to have his offensive coordinator, Brian Daboll, there with him. So that's going to be a nice help to him somehow. He didn't find a job to go anywhere. So that's good for Josh Allen. And, I mean, we've seen him become more mobile as he's gone on. Sometimes he can be a bit too mobile, need to avoid some hits. But
gotten better at that for sure, but I do agree.
He's gotten a lot more well-rounded, more consistent. He's a guy that I know we were saying MVP like the first 5 weeks for him, but he's someone I think could be talked about throughout the entire season, has a chance of winning it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm impressed. Something very rare happened right there. You actually gave me credit for a take I had prior to the season. I was very high on Josh Allen. I really did expect his junior jump, as I named it, in his 3rd year in the NFL. He really took a lot of steps forward. I think the coaching around him was great. I think they stayed committed to him even after an inconsistent first 2 years, which, again, I'm always the guy who preaches commitment to young quarterbacks. Even when things aren't starting out good, I am committed. You got to give them a fair chance, give them offensive weapons, show you have confidence in them. The Bills did that with Josh Allen, and now look, they're a Super Bowl contender, and they were playing in the AFC Championship last January. Tyler mentioned a lot of the things, but I just think you always knew the potential was there with Josh Allen. That's why he was a first-round pick. That's why Buffalo traded up for him. But I really do think that when you look at Josh Allen, you just say, okay, what did he improve on from year 2 to year 3? Well, it's a couple of things, many of which Tyler already said, but also I just think it's the decision-making. He's starting to understand that, yes, he has a rocket arm, but he doesn't need to throw it down the field every play, whether it's just throwing it out of bounds or taking the safe check down option or just running up ahead and taking a 5-yard QB run. He's just gotten so much smarter with the football. He's so much more confident out there this year than he was, or I guess last year now, than he was in his first 2 years in the NFL. So really, I am just I was happy to see Josh Allen succeed like I expected him to, and I just think the continued development and commitment to Josh Allen by the Bills organization and their coaching staff is something that can't go unnoticed. Because hey, what if they said, these first 2 years with Josh Allen, they didn't go well. They decided to draft another option, and then that doesn't work out, and then they're nowhere near the AFC Championship. So the Bills knew what they had in Josh Allen. They stayed committed to him long enough to give him a fair chance, and this is a team that, again, is looking like a Super Bowl contender coming into 2021.
Mm-hmm. You guys are making my job easy over here.
Yeah, we'll start with you for that.
There's really not much I could fill in for this one. There is one thing I could say, though. His middle name is Patrick. So it's Joshua Patrick Allen.
Is it Patrick Josh Mahomes?
No.
All right, number 4 now. We went with Russell Wilson to go out 4. We juggled with him being the 3rd-ranked quarterback. So Russell Wilson's our 4th-ranked quarterback. Jordan, let's start with you this time.
Well, I mean, Russell Wilson's going to be the best quarterback in the league for 6 weeks. I mean, it's just obvious stuff here. This happens every year. But in reality, Russell Wilson, a very consistent player, somebody who's able to stay on the field for a long time. I don't think he's ever had to I don't think he's missed a start in his NFL career. That's how healthy he's been able to stay. So that's just one thing, but it's not just about that. It's about his play on the field. Fantastic quarterback. With Russell Wilson, I think he's one of the best on the deep ball. Great decision maker, has awesome athleticism, and I think the combination between being able to move and knowing when to move is something really important, something that Josh Allen, who we talked about earlier, learned as well. If you're able to move, that's great, but you have to learn when to move. Hint, hint, Lamar Jackson, you can't always run because eventually defenses will catch up with you. Fantastic arm, really accurate guy, or quarterback, I should say, and just a good person to be around. As I said, great arm, great athleticism. I feel like Russell Wilson is although not the best quarterback in the league, he is the most probably well-rounded quarterback in the league, in my opinion.
A lot of great points there. And I mean, really, with him, if he plays like he does in the first 5 or so weeks of the season, but if he plays that way, all of last year, he's got a case to probably be, number 2 or maybe even number 1 on this list. Because really, with him, it's just if he can put that consistent season together, he could really take Seattle to a lot of great places. I mean, when you look at what Russell Wilson is doing when he is on his game, weeks 1 to 5, I don't know what it is, but there's just something very, very special about that. And the deep ball, like Jordan mentioned, just the general playmaking ability, the confidence, the accuracy, it's really all there. But then I don't know if it's the defenses figure them out. I don't know if it's the schedule gets tougher. I don't know if it's just
the offensive.
Yeah.
The offensive play gets worse, or who knows.
Well, yeah, then they start running the ball too much again. I don't know. It's just weird. But the point is, Russell Wilson, even when he's not on his game, he's doing a lot of good things and he's giving his team a chance to win. In the first half of last year, the offense was great, but the defense was not. In the second half of last year, the defense was great, but then the offense slowed down, and that's why this team was a first-round exit in the playoffs. So, Russell, if you play like you do weeks 1 to 5, if you play like that all year and into the postseason, you'll probably win a Super Bowl. So, I mean, that's really all you can say.
Yeah, I mean, the question is, can he do it all year long? We see him do it weeks 1 to 5, as Jordan was saying. But are we going to see it all the way through? If we do see that, he's got a great shot at winning MVP. But we have not seen that past couple of years. So based on that, we still think he'll be a top 5 quarterback because we will see that very good play and then maybe another decline like we've usually seen. So number 4 for Russell Wilson. And now number 5, our 5th-ranked quarterback, is Dak Prescott. This one is a bit more surprising. But Ryan and I, before the video, we were trying to figure out, who should we put here. And I threw out Dak Prescott's name because that's who I'd honestly put myself for number 5 in the league in terms of quarterbacks. But he was like, yeah, actually, I didn't think anyone else was going to say that, but I agree with you. So we went with Dak Prescott. Ryan, we'll start with you. We have not started with you yet, so.
Yeah, I think he kind of got a little forgotten just with the whole injury thing. He might not be in a lot of top 5 lists for quarterbacks, but he should be right on here. We've got him at 5. I think that when you actually remember what he was like before the injury, you actually watch the first 4 games or so, he was on a great pace to start the season, and it's just a shame. I think if he's healthy, Dallas absolutely wins the NFC East quite easily, in my opinion. If Prescott's healthy all of last year, I really feel confident about saying that, but that's a what-if theory that no one will ever know. So not going to spend time on that.
A few of those.
What?
We have a few of those.
We do have a few of those. Yeah, some of them are worth diving into and getting answers for, but some of them are just like, well, you can't really do much about it. This is one of the latter. This is one where you can't do anything about it. The Cowboys now are going to try and win the NFC East this year. Dak is healthy. He says he can play in a game right now. I'm just so excited to see what he can do because I really think the sky's the limit for him. He is another player that really just kind of bursted onto the scene in his rookie year. I think that with him, the accuracy is there. He's decently mobile. He trusts his receivers, and he just knows his guys really well. He always looks calm. He always looks confident. Very rarely has a bad decision, and when he does, he usually rebounds quickly. So, as really all NFL fans should be, except maybe like Giants, Eagles, and Washington football team fans, everyone is just so excited to see him back out there on the field and see him back out there making plays, especially after that horrific injury, after, you just see that, you see him on the cart like that, you fear the worst. How bad is this? Will he play again? Is this Alex Smith level bad? Luckily, Dak Prescott is able to play again. He's going to hopefully be at 100% by training camp. He says he could play in a game now, so I am just very excited to see Dak Prescott back out there in 2021, and I think he will prove us right here with this, with us ranking him top 5.
Yeah, and when you look at Dak Prescott's game compared to the other guys we've talked about, with the other guys, we've had one part of their game at least that we can point out and say, like, this is really good. Like with Holmes, we could talk about his arm strength, or same thing with Rodgers, or with Wilson about him running, or same thing with Allen, stuff like that. We can point to specific parts of their game, but with Dak Prescott, there's really not one glaring part that sticks out to me, but the fact is that he's just really good everywhere. And if I had to choose one thing that Dak Prescott is really good at, I think that's what leads to a lot of success with Dak Prescott, is his leadership abilities. I've heard this before, but my friend is a Cowboys fan. I've heard this saying before, as I said, but he reminded me and said that the hardest job in all of sports is being the Dallas Cowboys quarterback, and that's true because you get so much scrutiny. The media attention is on you so much, and Dak Prescott feels that, and last year with the stuff with his brother. He came out and talked about that. He was open about it, which was a good thing for him, seeing the Cowboys quarterback coming out and do that. Just really open and kind of being this leader. So if I'm pointing to one thing in Dak Prescott's game, it's his leadership, but also on the field, does a lot of really great things. He makes of course, one of the hardest jobs in football and all sports. He makes it that much easier just because he's a great leader, loved by his team, and coming off that injury, I think they're going to love him even more.
Yeah, I mean, it's a risky play, you guys mentioned as well. But it's a risky play coming off the injury to throw him in the top 5 quarterbacks for what we think for next year. But that's the confidence we see in him as his growth through this injury. I think we've seen him get ready for this next season. We think he's going to be okay. I mean, he's been the Dallas Cowboys quarterback, Jordan said. Hardest job in the world, basically, to do that. And he's been ready for it in every way possible so far. We expect to see the same thing as this season goes on. So not necessarily going to be in the MVP kind of conversation this year, but a top 5 conversation for sure for us. And who knows, maybe as we get closer to the season, our minds might change on that. He might go farther back or up more towards 1. Who knows? From what we have seen from Dak Prescott, we are confident enough to say he will be a top 5 quarterback next year.
And just going back to Josh Allen real quick, when I read off his name, Ryan asked me if his name was Patrick Joshua Allen. Because he thought that his middle name might be Josh, because a lot of people take their middle name. Well, with Dak Prescott, his middle name, we all know this here at the table. Maybe you don't know this, but his middle name is Dakota. So his first name is Rain Dakota Prescott, spelled Rayne. Rain Dakota Prescott is his name. His height is 6'2". He was born on July 29th of 1993.
Okay, so that's going to wrap up the video on that note. Thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to like this video.
Thing. Well, first of all, I wanted to give an honorable mention to Justin Fields. No, but not really. But I would like to give an honorable mention to Justin Herbert.
Thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to like this video, subscribe
to
our channel, hit the notification bell. Go comment down below what you thought about our top 5 quarterback list. Not confirmed for the season yet. This is collectively through the table. Also, let us know what you guys think. Who's your top 5 quarterbacks heading into next year at this point right now? We'd love to have some conversation about that. So go down in the comments section and let us know what you guys think. Also, make sure to go check out our podcast and our Instagram. That's all I have to say for this one. So with that, we will see you guys later.
See ya.